Hello, folks.
What is going on?
My name is Jenny Weiss, and this is Chad Anders and Matt Organ.
Jen, coming to you.
Paparazzi?
I don't know. This is the Price is Right music.
We're off to a great start.
Welcome, folks.
Couldn't
It
find a
is
banana phone.
Matt turns the charm on as soon as we hit record, I promise.
You would think.
We're talking about Missouri.
Missouri.
Well, we're talking about the guys talking
Missouri.
about Missouri.
Yeah.
We're talking about other people talking about it.
Yeah.
It's like
Who talk about it for 5 minutes.
It's like
We're
we're
talking
there,
about 5
you know?
minutes of Missouri, and the rest is just going to be
Dude, for real.
trash
Like,
songs. Loved it.
and Bates made the comment at the end about like, hey, we'll have to have you back to talk about Missouri.
Yeah.
Because they did not.
They've said that multiple times on multiple episodes, and I'm still waiting.
Well, like
Still waiting for
John
Calendars
Chris
Part 2.
episode was supposed to be about Georgia, and then it just turned
Yeah.
into Christian comedy. And so they're like, yeah, you'll have to come back and talk about Georgia.
Maybe
Nah.
maybe I'll get to go in there and talk about Georgia, you know?
Got it.
Nope. Georgia, baby.
Mm.
Represent.
Champs.
Are they the
They're
champs?
not very good.
What?
They're not very good right now.
Well, I can't attest to that because I'm still trying to figure out how to watch baseball
Just turn it on.
without having
Yeah.
television. I don't have a television, so
Oh.
You just,
I will. What is that? You're putting your
I mean,
lipstick on, Chad?
it's 2022. It's
Chipstick.
like you can just figure it out, you know. There's online
I
options.
did figure it out. I figured
You
it
said
out.
you're still trying to
They-
figure it out.
Well, I figured it out, but
Then you realize
figured it out.
baseball is terrible, and you're like, yeah, let's just watch a real sport.
And Matt's
Like,
muted.
what's a real
I
sport?
mean, basketball, football, not baseball.
Listen. Football is so overrated.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
overrated.
Definitely takes a lot more athleticism to play baseball.
I would say it does.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
My brother used to
And
always
I'm
say.
not even.
My brother always said that baseball is a intelligent man's game. So if you don't understand it, it's not baseball's fault.
Yeah, I think that's what people that like baseball have to say to get people to. Oh yeah, baseball.
It's a lot of games inside of a game. I'll say that. It's not just set up and run a play or wait till the clock runs out. Every man gets his chance.
It's not easy to track. I'd say football, babies could understand.
Okay,
Most babies do. Yeah.
sure.
Most babies play it.
Well, I'm not talking about soccer. I'm not talking about
You see,
football.
That's fair.
you've never seen the
Talking about practice?
It's not babies. Have you seen the Puppy Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Puppies are playing your sport, Matt.
Matt also lives in a city where they won a state championship like 4 years ago.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
For
2018. I think
football.
was the first- no, yeah, it's 2018 is the first year. we moved
2018. Yeah.
there. Yeah,
That was
That's
it.
big
That was
time.
the year they won it.
Well, this is definitely not how I thought we'd kick this off.
Matthew
Well, they talked about
McConaughey
wrestling.
had a special message, so it's good.
It's true.
To the Longview
Matthew
Lobos.
McConaughey is from Longview.
He was like filming a film in London or somewhere exotic,
Yugoslavia.
somewhere like in Europe, and he like made a little video of himself walking one morning. It's like Longview Lobos, Matthew McConaughey. All right. You know, did this whole
Who cares?
whistle. Matthew McConaughey. Everybody cares.
Well, that's evident. I don't know about any other real people who care.
Anywho, moving on.
Yep.
Comments. Let's get
Let's do
into it.
Let's talk about some comments.
We're gonna kick it off with Rusty's journey
Man.
because we haven't heard from him in a while, and Dad's finally home, folks.
I was worried about him, you know.
Are you going to read all
well.
that?
He's worried about us.
Okay.
He said, "What's this podcast about again?" I think I lost track. You guys need your own standalone podcast for sure. Don't know that I agree, Rusty.
Mm-mm.
Since the subject was books, I'll share with you some of my favorites. I'm sure you've read or at least heard of The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel.
Strobel.
I thought it was Strobel.
It is Strobel.
Strobel. That book got me to check out Lee's other books in the Case for series. He lists them. You can Google it.
Google it.
A book. I can hear the echoing again, by the way. I don't know if we need to turn echo cancellation on. A book I used to read twice a year, now only once a year, is Glenn Beck's The Christmas Sweater.
Aww.
You guys ever read Glenn Beck?
No.
My grandpa always had Glenn Beck books sitting around. I don't know what the heck they were. And now I know. It's like coming full circle.
I don't think
incredible
about like Christmas.
Oh, I thought that he was saying that it was faith-based, because the next thing he said is, I do read a lot of other things that are not faith-based, such as true crime and books on music. Yeah. One last disclaimer. Most of the books I've read are not the book themselves, but the audiobooks. I used to love to read at night before I go to bed, but I get so tired from reading now. Isn't that the point?
Yeah.
Isn't that why you read before bed?
Yeah.
Audiobooks allow me to listen anywhere, including while driving. The Bible makes for a great audiobook, folks.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If he's getting tired from reading, you would think he's going to fall asleep while driving if he's listening to audiobooks. I don't know. It just seems like that would be the case.
I agree.
It seems like reading involves your eyes and listening involves your ears. So there might be a
is that how that works?
difference in your senses.
Yeah.
You know?
But a book's a book, right? He's not.
Is a book a book?
He's not jamming
That's
out to the verb
experiment. Speaking of, did you see that? You guys saw that? What?
Sound like you just tooted.
Who even says tooted? What adult person says that? And no, I did not. I'm pretty sure that was on your end.
Kids.
Oh my gosh. Jen, what were you going to say?
Say the F word.
Did you? What?
I'm not going to say the F word. I say toot.
Flatulate.
Did you see that video of Nate singing AI?
Yes.
Nate singing Wonderwall?
Yeah. Great. Those videos,
I think
all three of them were great.
Aaron's was definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
The eye flicks and stuff that he did.
It looked like he had a half stash. Like he only had a half a mustache or something. I think it was the shade on that picture just didn't do his stash justice. But, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe he did have a half stash.
Well, episode 10 review from Eric T. Peterson.
Oh, man.
The next host of the Folkland Podcast.
So is one of us going somewhere?
The tribe has spoken.
Oh, nice. Nice reference. I dig it.
Thanks. It's old school.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for everyone at home that I just smacked my tea into the microphone.
Dadgummit, Jen.
I took a lot of notes. Too many, really. We'll see how long this turns out. We're greeted by Matt's Justin Phonehand and a Berbiglia comment.
Yeah.
Always watch. Get on a ball.
Yeah. Gotta watch.
Double entendres and Jen's Nate moment reading the word immaterial. See, I nailed it. I practiced.
Good job.
Also, thanks, Chad, for the hello back and all y'all's claiming the train whistle. Very quaint, even if Jen sounds like a Yankee per Matt.
We did all try and say the train was on our end.
It was definitely me. I live half a block from a train, and my garage door was open that night.
I lived near a train as well. I just love how committed you are to saying it was you about something that doesn't even matter.
It was my train. Trust me.
Okay, that's fine.
It's my train.
It was. Confirmed.
Jody's excellent comments, and the Tagland podcast is born. What was that about? Tagland podcast?
No idea.
I'm just gonna trust the Eric on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he'll address this in his next review. He told me he would never stop reviewing, so.
Aw, so sweet.
Chad, I caught and appreciated your monogamist singer. Jen goes away. Is this an improvement? As mainly fun wedding party names are shared. That's what I would call it. Fun. That's what that definitely was. Jen's back. She has bulbs out in her ceiling fan. Not a double entendre. I'd like to personally thank you, Eric, for noticing. Those bulbs have been out quite some time. I was waiting to see when the third one would burn out before I did it, but because you mentioned it, I went to the Kroger and I got some light bulbs.
The Kroger.
Thank you, Eric. I can see again.
The Kroger.
Yes.
Okay.
The Kroger. Chad, I also enjoy making jokes about my mom dying. First wife also. Biographical moment. It really is fun to see how people react. Usually horror. Good times.
I will say I didn't see that part. The first wife also part when you first showed us the review. And now I'm like, yeesh. I mean, I would probably make the joke about it too. Not immediately, but not his wife, but my wife.
Look out, Shelby.
You're on my list.
Your potential material for Chad. She's not immaterial. She's material. No, nobody? All right, it's fine.
Not going with you on that one.
What an audience. Around 3250, Jen says, rest in peace, then disappears again. No concern is displayed. You guys acted like Nate in that fake story where I disappeared and you guys were concerned, and he was like, it happens.
Yeah.
What if a murderer had come in and killed me?
Then I think we would have seen it on the screen.
We were looking for another co-host, I guess.
No, the screen cut out. I could have died during that time. You guys, you didn't even send a hey, Jen, are you okay?
Show must go on.
Matt, I made a 911 joke on 9/11. I did that wrong. I made a 9/11 joke on 9/11 as well. But I never said brevity of the situation.
Totally jacked that up.
Maybe gravity.
Yeah. That was a mistake.
What did you mess up?
I said brevity instead of gravity.
But what did you say? I don't remember this.
I was talking about 9/11, day of. We knew it was bad, but we didn't understand. I said we didn't understand the brevity of the situation.
Doesn't that still work?
If it's brief, but we didn't understand the gravity, the full weight of the situation. Is what I should have said. I did not say that.
Not saying that he didn't understand how fast the towers would fall.
Or, all right, it's fair.
That is fair.
Around 36:15, Weiss is back with raging FOMO. Sorry, when I read raging FOMO, it made me think of a different thing that could be said. How fast do you guys read? Is Matt's how far can you throw a football? Jen finds reading the Bible helpful while wearing a licensed church merch t-shirt. That's a tongue twister. And Chad's photogenic memory for where he was standing and remembering. Yeah, I remember that. He said, I remember exactly where I was standing.
That's right.
Jen literally hates literally, and
only because
Matt butters crackers, Lordy.
I only remember where I was standing because I looked good during that moment.
I don't think you should tell people that.
Well, that's a reference to this week's podcast. I don't know if you watched it or listened to it, Jen.
Seeing as I'm the one who took notes about everything.
Well, because Aaron and them were talking about how they made the mistake of saying photogenic memory, and Aaron's like, yeah, if you don't look good, I don't remember you. I was like, all right.
Honestly.
Oh, I didn't. I must have missed that line.
Yeah. So I don't know. So my butter crack, it's like crackers on butter, and I said,
butter crack.
Normally you butter crackers instead of put crackers on butter. My wife and I are watching through a show called The Middle. Oh, that's weird. We're watching through a show called The Middle, and
I'm talking about the
little kid
drug.
on
What are you
that
talking
show
about?
said that, so that's why I was making a
Is that better
reference
or
to the
worse?
middle.
It's funnier, that's for sure.
They do make
That's what I was
like,
going for.
I mean, Boudreaux's butt paste, and they make like stuff I think for like athletes
Yeah,
or whatever, like butt butter.
we got a bunch of it at our last baby shower yesterday.
It's
actually.
good stuff.
Oh, is it?
The Boudreaux's butt
Thanks,
paste.
Jen.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to use it every time, Chad. Just letting you know.
For me or the baby?
For the baby.
It's amazing,
Oh.
amazing dad advice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
I got to be honest. I almost
Better
read
dad
this
advice than Nate
comment
gave.
Yeah, I almost read this comment as Jen literally hates literally and Matt butt crackers, not butter crackers.
And Matt butt crackers.
Lordy,
Yeah.
Is that better or worse than nutcrackers?
All right.
That's the question.
definitely better.
I mean, I'm thinking of like
Depends
the
on what you
statue
mean.
that's like cracks
Yeah.
the nuts, right?
Yeah.
At Christmas
Yeah.
time. But then
The
I'm
nutcracker
is-
getting the vision of like some dude
It's
that's
the
like, "Oh, yeah,
opposite.
throw the walnut in there. I'm gonna just crack it, with his like
With his butt?
cheeks." Yeah, you stick the pecan in there and he's like,
What I thought was
Oh,
like
yikes.
crackers that fell down your pants. They're butt crackers.
oh yeah.
You just pull them out for later.
Like you're eating in bed and you get the crackers
That's
and you
what
wake
Matt
up
said
and
too.
you just like, oh,
See, he gets
I
it.
got butt crackers. Oh,
He gets it.
Yeah.
All right. The Great Gatsby. Boo-hoo! I'm rich, and the girl I love isn't interested, so I stare at a light across the harbor, or whatever. Steaming, as I said. Fun fact, he wasn't actually rich. He was a fraud, so
well,
there's that.
yeah, but
Sounds personal.
Around
Make it till you make it.
5309, Jen yawns, Matt style. Dad?
Dad.
Maybe Papa?
Papa.
Bates Mama style. Mama? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Papa.
Kids love Job and sleep.
yeah.
Fun fact, I started rewatching Arrested Development, so when I say Job, I have a totally different...
Man,
Reference.
I couldn't get into that show. Like, I tried so hard. Right after The Office,
So-
though, that might have been part of the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were tainted.
Chad, same. For years, I had people tell me, dude, you would love Arrested Development, and I tried multiple times. And it wasn't until recently that I was like, you know what, let me give this a shot
Yeah.
again. And it's so good. There's
There's always money in the banana stand.
Yes.
You can't quote it if you're not into it, man.
No, I just want to show y'all how deep I got
Oh,
into it. Like
It's
I
like the
watched
first
enough of
episode,
it.
bro. You watched the first episode. Oh my gosh.
No, I watched like 3 or 4. But
Oh, okay.
I will say I watched enough of it to realize that Schitt's Creek is just a knockoff of Arrested Development.
You can't say that.
You think so?
Creek?
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Crick.
It's the
It's a
same
knockout.
storyline. It's like almost the same. Rich
I mean-
family has to.
It is very
But
similar.
I mean, how many other plots of other shows are the same,
I only watched that show because
Seinfeld and
someone at work
Friends,
told me I
How I Met Your Mother,
sounded
all
like
the
the
same.
girl. Sounded like the girl Alexis.
Oh, yeah? Ew,
And
David.
she says, David!
Yep, nailed it. I don't know. My wife watches it. I do not.
Oh, you would like it.
It's
Chad.
funny.
Arrested Development or Schitt's Creek? Your wife watches.
Schitt's Creek. I
Schitt's
really
Creek.
I really want to watch Modern Family. Like I just don't know where to watch it, but I really want to watch it.
Just on your TV. I think it's on Hulu.
Gentrification.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, that was
Huh?
great.
Yeah.
Huh?
Move on.
Huh? Gentrification.
Yeah.
Boo.
Matt owns a thesaurus. Great. More dinosaurs. I don't get that.
You don't get that?
That was funny, Eric.
Thesaurus
No.
is like a dinosaur, like Brontosaurus, Thesaurus.
I wondered if that's what it meant, but
100%.
I'm gonna trademark the term church merch. That's gold, Jerry.
I don't think you can.
Why not? It's already
I
trademarked.
think
I heard church
Probably.
merch since this. Just yesterday somewhere.
I have a whole couch full of church merch
I don't
behind
know.
me, actually.
Dibs.
Church merch. Church merch.
Dibs.
You sending us a shirt, Chad? You would think that
Chad'sChurch.com.
we would get shirts from our sponsor. I mean, it just follows.
Chad'sChurch.com.
Do you feel like your life is stuck in a pattern of sin? Do you want a church where worshiping Jesus is fun? Try Chad's Church. Enter code Chad'sRad at Chad'sChurch.com.
I thought it was Buff Jesus.
I thought it was Fantasia Jesus. I think all those promo codes will work.
Yeah.
They all check out.
If you find the website, then anything you put into the promo code box will work.
I find personally that since using Chad's Church, my life has dramatically taken an upturn, My prayer life is just...
There used to be a thing, like on network television, you couldn't say the name of a website if that website didn't exist. So I want to say it was like Conan, or I want to say it was Conan, but they said some website and kind of got in trouble for using said made up website. So they just bought that domain and put all kinds of funny stuff on it afterwards.
We should do that.
Well, let me confirm that
Chad'sChurch.com
is available.
Boom.
I think we'll have some folks vying for that one.
I think that should just be our email at this point. Folkland at Chad'sChurch.com.
Jody W.
Jody Dub.
She'd like to clarify. She's pretty sure her standards comment was intended for all of us in general, but it's been a whole week, so can't even tell you for sure. Whatever makes you feel good, go with that. Jen will just say, I said what she wishes I said. Anyway.
It's true.
Jody did say that my standards were better than everybody else's, so.
Jody's standards are better than everyone else's?
My standards.
But if Jody said that, then...
No, she said it about me.
Are you sure?
This isn't a direct quote.
Oh, okay.
I'm paraphrasing. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept.
That's like paraphrasing.
Jesse Rothhacker.
Jesse.
This episode just misspelled proved, but proves that I have magical powers. I have been wishing for weeks that Jen would just leave the podcast, and now she's gone.
Zinga.
That's too, Jesse.
The way Jen keeps leaving and coming back, I'll bet she's out committing crimes and just using the podcast as an alibi so she can say that she was broadcasting the entire time. I think that Jesse and that one dude who accuses me of wanting to murder Nate should be best friends. They could put their theories together and really have something.
Interesting.
The dude that accuses you of wanting to murder Nate, Vincent, because he might be best friends with.
It's not Vincent. It's some other dude. I think he's like a cop or something.
Vincent would probably,
honestly.
Vincent would probably murder Nate and then pin it on Jen.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think he's toned it down, I think, since his big move.
Yeah.
I was talking about Vincent Brubaker, who's like best friends with Jesse already.
Oh. Push up, Vince.
Oh, yeah. Philly Vince.
Does he live in
Philly?
Well,
I wonder if he watches this.
Probably not.
I don't think anyone does. That's fine.
Anyway, Jesse.
Yeah, folks, if you didn't notice, I had a bit of a disappearance last week. It was very funny
Houdini.
rewatching it. I disappeared and you guys were still talking to me at one point. So there was like no one mentions this in the live chat or in the comments. So I don't know if people even made it that far, but funny stuff to just watch you guys sit there and be like, yeah.
Well, we've had so much technical difficulties in our course of doing this that we're just like, let's don't even mention it if we have an issue.
Let it ride.
Yeah, like let's just keep rolling and
let it ride.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Here's another burn on me, guys. Boom roasted.
Let's hear it. I love it.
Why is nobody surprised that Jen spent her entire childhood alone in a sad room full of books?
Who said that?
Jesse.
Same person. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I thought you guys were skeptical that I even read books. So I didn't think you got that deep
We
into it.
didn't say that you were reading the books alone in that room alone. You were just in a room full of books.
That's why.
You're probably
that's
like
why I'm
smelling the books and just having to poop all the time.
Yeah.
You really jumped the gun on that one.
Did you even listen to the podcast this week?
No, I wanted to talk about it later. That's why I said you jumped the gun.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I think this is the time to talk about that.
Because you just randomly threw it in. I guess we're talking about books.
Yeah.
We gotta, the books make you poop.
They do.
Let's talk about it.
See,
my theory
I don't think so.
I think it's an excitement thing. Because, like, I remember growing up, every time I got, like, a new video game, I'd be, like, filled with excitement, and I would have to go use the bathroom. I think it's, like, an adrenaline rush more so than, like, anything. So, seriously, 100%.
I don't know if I've ever had an adrenaline rush and had to go poop, but...
Or, like, on the way to, like, a baseball game, I'd be like, oh,
I think
man.
It's like... So, you know, Aaron...
I think maybe pee, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, I used to go to the bathroom. I didn't say...
You read books on the toilet,
well, we're talking about
and
pooping.
so it just is... He said it was, Pavlovian, right?
Yeah.
Psychosomatic, whatever. I think it's like, all right, you go to a bookstore, you're looking at books. What else are you doing in said bookstore? You're drinking some coffee. That's my theory on it, right?
But they said that it's like when you walk. It's like when you walk in. It's not like something that happened over the time.
What else are you smelling besides the book?
And he said it was more about like the sitting on the toilet with a book,
which I can see that theory being true.
Yeah,
I can't because nobody really does that anymore.
When he was talking about that,
that's the book
Brian
I used to always read.
Said, flag that book, which I think is a Seinfeld reference because George takes a book into a bathroom.
Yep.
On Seinfeld, and they had to flag the book.
And they had to like flag. He couldn't return it. He had to pay for it.
Yeah. And so, I remember specifically being at a bookstore in Tyler and not wanting to. I was just reading the book there because I was waiting on somebody else, and so I was like, it was a Steve Martin book, and I was like, ooh.
Who was waiting on somebody?
I was waiting on other people to figure their life out. I guess I don't know. So I was like, just sitting there reading this book by Steve Martin. And I was like, "Ooh, I don't want to lose my place. I don't want to dog-ear this book because I'm not buying it. What do I do?" And so I just set it just opened it flat, set it on a shelf, and went and did my business because I didn't want to get that book flagged.
Can't believe we just let you talk about your bathroom story.
Well, I have another one if we have time. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we don't. We don't have time for it.
All
right. Daniel, I snagged this from the Facebook group.
Okay.
How do you think you say Daniel
Couturier?
Couturier. Has he had a comment read?
I don't think so.
That name sounds familiar.
Maybe. Oh, like on the Real Podcast? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the Real Podcast. He said, LOL, Nate saying, I love thought experiments after being absolutely furious at every thought experiment that's ever been brought up on the podcast.
That was great.
That was funny.
Aaron,
I think that's pretty typical, though.
Pretty well. That's great.
All right. This other thing from the Facebook group that I shared with you guys, that slow motion clip of Nate talking.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it?
We did.
I listened to part of it.
And it sounds like they're like just absolutely like either high or wasted.
Drunk.
Like, dude.
So drunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played that for somebody who doesn't even watch this podcast and they died laughing because they were like, who is this person? Are they drunk? What is happening?
Have you seen Intoxitunes on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same kind of concept.
What about Drunk History?
Yeah, this was just
Have you seen Drunken History?
Drunk History is great.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
So many people have been on that too. Like I'll look at people like on IMDb when we're watching something, I'm like, what has this person been in? It's like almost every comedic actor has a drunk history credit.
Billy Graham. Billy Graham was on there.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. I was literally about to say, I don't want to advocate for that show though, because
Joel Osteen was on there.
Raunchy. And then
I believe that.
All right. That's enough of that. Matt, you got any shout outs?
Sorry, that was my Joel Osteen impersonation, just blinking a bunch.
When we said it was enough, that was actually enough of it.
All right.
For the record,
Yeah.
we didn't say that.
From this week's Nateland,
We did.
folks from the Facebook group, I don't want to mess up her name because I think Nate messed it up, but I think it's Lena Peter. She talked about
Lena.
I think it's Lena because it's Lenna. But she talked about the thought experiment about a self-driving car. Who would it kill?
Oh yeah,
You know, would it?
that was a good one.
Who would it save?
What would you guys
Who would
do?
it marry?
Would you save a group of people or let yourself die?
I would
What
just
would
let
you
it
do?
find Brian Bates' house, and it would just run Brian over.
Are you saying what would I do, or what do I think the self-driving car would do?
Like, what would you want it to do?
I would want it to save the driver.
At the cost of others?
What if you were in the group of people on the sidewalk?
I'm not in the car, so what do I care? I'm saying
But-
if I'm in the car, I want it to save me. Right?
Yeah, but the
I'm just
scenario
saying, like,
is you're
what's
not in the
The
car.
right thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that.
Okay, great. Thought-provoking stuff
Yeah.
from Matt.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be asked this question, so I didn't really think about it.
Follow
too
up
much.
question.
My phone's ringing.
Jen, are you at work?
Sounds like CTU is getting a phone call.
How do you mute this thing?
Can you
Jen!
patch me through to Chloe O'Brien, please? Oh my goodness.
I'm turning it
All
down.
right.
All right.
Jeff Snyder also had a comment read about the photogenic memory not phasing elite educated Weber.
Hmm.
So good.
It's good stuff.
And then
So good.
I think that was it from this week's comments. Now, the dude that talked about hearing the AI episode right after he finished his last episode of it's not last episode, last college class, and he's like driving home from college right after
Yeah.
finishing his entire college career. And he's like, that could have helped me in college had I known this
Yeah,
earlier.
too little, too late, man. Too little, too late.
So in trying to find who, if these people are in the Facebook group or not, I just, I type in his name is Chandler Starks. I type in Chandler, doesn't come up. Type in Starks, and there is a Starks or two in the group. And so I felt like Brian Bates doing a little stalking Bates, and found out Chandler's dad is in the Facebook group, but Chandler's not. So we need to get him in there.
Wow.
But he's a college graduate,
There you go.
Jen. Hey. And I think he lives on
Congrats.
the East Coast. So
What's this guy about? What's it matter for?
he's a college graduate, more age appropriate.
For what?
For you, Jen. Trying to find you a beau.
I don't think I would like your input for that.
I am a great
Thank you.
matchmaker. You have no idea.
Yeah, Matt introduced me and my wife, actually.
True. Facts.
So sorry.
And they're having a kid already, so think about that.
Oh, already? In 4 years.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember because this never happened.
That's true. But
all
I will
right.
say that Jen and I met at a Waffle House in Alabama.
True story.
And that was the cook.
It was not the cook. If
It
I
almost
was
happened again,
the
but
cook
I
and had
held it in
known
there.
y'all, I probably would have tried to poison Jen.
I'm pretty sure you would have pooped in my food.
Oh my gosh.
Who's
Roger.
I did order you food at Hattie B's, and you ate it, and now I need to tell you something about that food, Jen.
Tell us.
It was delicious, wasn't
Tell
it?
the world. Could have been better.
I didn't realize that we were on the stand in the Johnny Depp trial. That's crazy.
No, if we're on stand in the Giant Chef trial, it would be like this. Well, I just Matt ordered me the food and and I tried so hard to, take care of him, and
It's a good
Be like
impersonation.
that.
Is she added to your Disney princess list?
And then I'd have to do this. What?
I said that was a good impersonation. Is she added to your Disney princess list?
Definitely not a princess.
You dressing up like Amber Heard for
Halloween.
Greg Warren's laugh.
Oh my
Let's talk
gosh.
about it.
Love it.
It was a good one.
At first, it was overwhelming.
Really?
All I could hear was his laugh. It was kind of distracting.
I
Typical
don't think I
Jen.
heard it until he was. Hang on, I'm trying to think. I don't think I heard it until he was talking about. I don't want to get ahead of you here, but until he was
Just
talking
say it.
about Brian, like just calling out people's at shows. Oh, you were in
Yeah.
a. You
Is
were
that
in
an
a
Auburn
Tampa Bay
shirt?
Rays
Yeah.
hat? Yeah, Auburn shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until he was talking about all that, I don't think I heard, and he just lost it on. He thought that was so funny, which was great. I thought it was funny too. So
I think that's funny. I think I'm just going to start doing that. I'm just going to ask people, what are you wearing? You know?
that's a little.
It's not creepy.
Yeah. Maybe that's
You're all out of
Chandler's
jokes.
shirt.
What else are you gonna do?
He's wearing.
What'd you say?
He said something about jokes. I don't know. What did you say, Chad? I didn't hear you.
Nothing of importance. Anyway,
That checks out. A lot of people said that Greg Warren sounded like Todd Packer.
You think so? Did y'all think so?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, they're both from Missouri area, right?
Todd
I don't
Packer?
know. I don't happen to know where that fictional character is from.
No, I'm talking about David Kirchner.
Oh,
I think it's aren't they? It's
I
either
have no idea.
Ohio or Missouri. I can't remember which, but I know like Dave Kirchner and like Paul Rudd and all these
Tipton, Missouri.
other guys. Oh, maybe is he?
Mhm.
Okay, I think they get together for like a big. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm thinking of Rob Riggle. Maybe I'm getting David Kirshner and Rob Riggle confused.
I'm
There's a
glad that
big
we
softball. I think Nate played in it one year. Like
glad
that
we're bringing this
softball
info.
game where he struck out. It's like a charity softball game. Y'all remember
Yeah.
that story?
Now,
Yeah, there's that
Paul
game.
Rudd was born in Jersey, but he did graduate from the University of Kansas.
Kansas. Okay.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Paul.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
What?
University of Kansas is the Jayhawks.
National champions.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Speaking of
Are they?
thinking your jokes are funnier than they really are, I thought that was a great moment when they talked about watching yourself or listening back to yourself.
Yeah.
It made me think of how you guys told me recently that you've never listened to Folkland after the fact. So
I have.
We
I mean,
watched
in the,
Folkland in Nashville. when
yeah,
were
we fell
falling
asleep to it.
Oh, I was like, no, we did not.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jen, you
Chad
were
and
not
I.
there. Yeah.
Chad and I were spooning at
Folks
the
at
Airbnb and falling asleep to Folkland.
We fell asleep to the nice soothing sound of Jen's cackle.
We had separate beds. Just for the record, we had separate beds.
You guys were cuddling
We
while
fucking
listening
need
to
to-
me.
We at least started separate beds.
What?
I woke up and I feel this hand come across me and just Chad's just like,
Stop.
No.
I don't want to hear this.
Shelby?
No.
I'm like, oh,
No,
Shelby, man.
Matt felt
All right.
the hand come across him and turn off a CPAP machine. So, good luck.
It was like, we doing this? We doing this? Because I just woke up. So this voice.
What? Please don't. Jesus?
Chad's gone and we don't know where he went.
What do you have to say?
Let's make a comment about it.
Chad is out committing murder right now.
Right this second.
Muck duck.
So I murdered Matt in Nashville.
So, do you listen? Do you think like hearing yourself is weird? Do you hate it? Do you like it? What do you
I
think?
dislike it very greatly.
I don't dislike it. I mean, I don't love it or anything. It's not like I'm out trying to just record myself all the time or whatever. But like I've recorded some sermons that I've done.
Yeah.
Especially more here recently, and listened back through it just to like I really need to work on this or whatever, So
Can you send them to us?
That's good.
they're just on the little recorder device I have.
Yeah.
Can you send it?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
you're good. You don't.
We'd really like to watch it and support you.
It's just audio.
We'd really like to listen to it to support you.
Yeah, that's all right.
While we're driving.
I was
so we can
for
fall
a little
asleep.
bit because I've been like preaching at different churches. So the first little bit I have to give an intro of, this is me, this is where I'm from, this is where I grew up, this is my wife, kids.
What do you tell people?
I go through a whole spiel.
When you say this is me,
do you mention Folkland?
who are you?
I go through a whole spiel, but
do you talk about us?
No.
Yeah.
Your secret family?
No, not at all. Secret family. No.
I have
Not
2
at
sons and a wife, and Chad and Jen.
But for a while, I was trying to get a sermon recorded that I could, email out to other churches or whatever and stuff.
Your sugar stick.
And so
You're special.
sugar stick.
Your
Yeah.
sugar stick.
Well, that's
my special.
that's what I've heard it
special.
called.
That's
Is like
what
your sugar stick is like your best sermon. Like it's the one that you have like kind of nailed down, like kind of to an
I've
extent
heard sugar
perfected.
sermon. I've never heard sugar stick. That's good.
Because that's one that you hit them with.
Different.
You're like, whatcha?
Yeah. I don't want to do one that's like that because I don't want to disappoint late.
When you get
I'm
there,
in person later.
Well, no, that's
Yeah.
That's the one that you preach in person. Yeah.
And so, anyway, I was just trying to get one recorded because I have one that's on a church website that I preach, but it's really bad audio. They didn't have a nursery, and my kids were going wild for the first 5 minutes till my wife could take them out and everything. Not like take them out, but take them out
They're like,
next
let's
door to the
rage.
fellowship hall or whatever. So anyhow, so I would give my
She was like,
intro
meet me at a
spiel.
diner, kid.
Yeah. I would give like my intro spiel, and then I would hit record on the device, and then I would always start out with like, "Hello, folks," like on my sermon, because I was like, I got to get that on there, right?
You would.
And
And then someone in the crowd's like,
Doesn't
"Let's
seem forced at
go,
all.
folks!"
And so
The crowd's like, why is he calling us folks?
Yeah. I say I've said folks for years, just when addressing a group of people. So that's why I was on board with it so quick. But it just never did work out right with all that to get a good
tramp stamp.
to get a good sermon to record it with all that.
That's cool, man.
So
That's good.
story.
Do you guys think you're funny?
I feel like I learned a lot about Missouri.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Nope.
I don't know how.
Not a single thing was learned about Missouri. I don't feel like. Well, except for that there's a mule involved.
There's a mule involved.
Yeah.
And people from
It's a horse.
the middle of Missouri
Mule.
say Missouri.
It's an ass, Jen.
Mule.
They did not talk
Whoa.
about 2 cities
Chatterford?
or 1 city in 2 different states. They didn't talk about that. But I think
They
there's
didn't
going to be
mention that,
another
yeah.
episode. I think there's going to be a Missouri episode
There's what?
coming up.
They didn't mention what?
2
Kansas
states,
City?
1 city.
Yeah, like
I don't get it.
Texarkana.
Kansas City is
Still
on
don't
the
get it.
border of Missouri and Kansas. It's in both states.
Huh.
Yeah. So you always hear somebody talk about, I'm from Kansas City. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Missouri side is what they'll say. Or no. from the
I
Kansas.
only know
Unless
of
they're not from there.
Kansas City from the musical Oklahoma.
That's
One of
doesn't make sense.
the young men, one of the young cowboys goes out to Kansas City Mo. Missouri.
Was he surly? Was it
He's
Mute?
a surly young
Was
lad.
it Muty the Mailman?
No, it was
No.
I want to call him Aaron because my friend Aaron played him, but it was Will Parker.
Oh yeah, Will Parker.
He does a fun dance with a lasso.
Yeah.
It's real
Will
great.
Parker. I'm a big Will Parker fan.
Are you?
Are you serious? You like that musical,
I
Chad?
have no idea what that is.
Oh,
Confused. Like maybe there's
You guys
some
talk in the
musical
bathroom.
artist named.
that's how this is going. I feel like we're in a bathroom right now.
If I know the person, yes. Like if I'm in the bathroom, like at a restaurant or whatever, and I know the person
Yeah.
that walks in there with me or whatever.
That happens a lot.
No, it doesn't. But if I'm there,
You go to the bar. Cheers.
yeah, you know,
You're like Norm.
yeah, me and Norm, have to go at the same time, maybe. Hey, Norm. Well, no,
And you
no,
talk
in
to your
fact,
spouse in the bathroom.
100%. Yeah.
What about you, Chad? You guys are newer in the game.
No.
You don't talk to your wife in the bathroom?
No. I'll talk to her like while she's showering or something, but like no, like I'm not going to speak to you while you're defecating. Like that is you just talk to me when you're done. Like, whatever it is, it's not that important.
Maybe one day, if you pray hard enough, you can be a person that will talk to your wife.
I definitely think it depends on your level of like how far you are in the relationship.
Well, I don't want her to bother me while I'm doing it, so like I don't want to like I don't want it to be acceptable.
It makes sense
in her mind.
I mean, what do you have? I mean, you're just in there watching TikTok videos. I know that's.
I don't have TikTok actually.
Well, whatever.
TikTok's from the devil. So
well, trying
a lot of funny stuff on there. I'll say that. Every time my sister shares a TikTok video to me, I'm like, great, now I know she was pooping.
So we now know that Matt is the person who is talking to his insurance guy on the phone.
No.
Giving out her social security
I didn't
number.
say that.
100%.
I'm not talking on the phone in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's weird.
Unless it's like, I just want to annoy this person. Like I call my dad.
I don't like
and be like, talk to him.
Nate's point out the echo is very, very true.
He'd be like, he can hear the echo. Yeah. My dad can hear the echo and know where I'm at. I think that's hilarious. But
you don't mute it when you flush? I
mean.
So, Missouri. Mules are the state animal, apparently. Mm-hmm. Did anybody check that out?
Nope.
I think
I did.
I'm just kidding.
I did some research.
Okay.
Missouri is actually the show me state. That's true.
Yeah.
And it means, like, they don't believe whatever you say. You got to prove it to them. Like, saying it isn't good enough. You got to show me.
Yeah.
Not like they're stupid and they don't know how to do anything. So you show me.
I mean, come on.
Wow.
I'm sure if your state motto is the show me state, you're going to go with the one that makes you look better.
I think that from a Texas perspective, you would think that because people from Texas think they're better than everybody.
Well, it's not a matter of what we think, Jen.
Well, didn't you just say you would think whatever makes you look better?
No, but
I will say that
that's what I'm trying to say.
I was surprised to learn
we're better. We're just Texas. We're better.
I was surprised to learn. I lived in Florida for several years, and they actually have like several like state animals. But in 1982, I think it was, the students of Florida, like the elementary through high school, voted between like a list of animals, and they chose the Florida panther, the panther, as the state animal. So that was.
Do they have panthers?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like 52
you
of
guys.
them.
The tan kind, like mountain lions, pretty much is.
There were some coyotes or something the other night outside my apartment.
Yeah.
I thought it was like dogs howling at first, and then I was sitting there with my pastor's wife, and we were like, just got done doing like a 3-mile walk, and then you hear like, you think it's these dogs howling at each other, and then it's very clear it's like an animal eating another animal.
Really?
This is the worst sound I've ever heard in my whole life.
Were they pigs?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It was in the woods. I mean, maybe there are pigs in the woods. I don't know.
Yeah. Where do you think truffles come from?
Heaven.
I don't know, but they taste good.
Okay. Fancy. Yeah.
Makes me think of the truffle shuffle.
Truffle money. Wow.
I have the truffle taste. I didn't say I have the truffle money.
Truffles are expensive.
So, Yeah, Missouri.
Wrestling.
I thought it was funny when Nate said he was talking about his regrets,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, the only thing I regret is like eating bad and drinking all that. So I didn't know Nate quit drinking when he was like in his late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it must have been sooner. But I loved when he told the story about how he got a Mother's Day cake for Laura, but it was like really because he just wanted the cake. He was she mentioned cake, and I'm like, hey, I got you this cake. And she's like, all right, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah. He's like, she got
Just
ice cream on the way home. And he knew that.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, I still need to get you some cake and ice cream to go with it.
You guys do that?
No.
Yeah.
You're like, two different answers.
100%.
Not surprised by either.
I like walk out in the garage.
My wife doesn't like
I'm
sweets.
like, Dave, you want an ice cream sandwich or anything? So.
I guess
What
to
were
an
you saying,
extent.
Chad?
No, I was saying like, I mean, to Nate's point, like, my wife doesn't like sweets, but I know the things that she does like, and so like I'll get them and like offer them to her, kind of like what Matt just said, like, hey, do you want an ice cream sandwich? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, well then I guess I'll eat two of them then, for me and you.
You already
She's supposed to be eating for two, not you, Chad.
Well, dude, right now, homegirl is like, if people keep asking if she's having a craving, and I don't know if it's a craving per se, but she'll wake up in the middle of the night and like murder a box of cereal. Not like a normal size. Yeah. And not like a normal size box, like a family size, like the big boxes. And I'm like, dude, what are you what are you doing? She's like, well, there was still milk left. I was like, that's fair. That's fair.
Pay to see that.
Oh yeah. She's
just
tiny.
Get up
too.
with her one night and video it.
Just record it.
To see somebody eat a box of
She
cereal.
would love Jen.
It's actually better that way, Jen.
Yeah.
Why is it better with? Never mind. All right.
Because the light that was on you was better lighting.
It was bright.
Fluorescent.
It's natural lighting.
It was lit.
I think we have some corrections for it was lit for the last episode.
Yeah, there was a couple things like Nate was going on and talking about like buying fireworks. Do y'all remember that? He's like, you kind of buy them like, for New Year's, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there and you realize July 4th is the next big celebrity, and then all of a sudden it's time to buy fireworks again. And I was like, next big celebrity? It's like, what? It's like, what did you just say? It's a holiday, Nate.
Yeah.
Next big holiday.
Next big celebration.
It's July 4th is kind of the celebrity of holidays, don't you?
Well, it just made me think of like Uncle Sam, just kind of like chilling, like in like a lawn chair at like the lake.
Yeah,
like sipping a Budweiser,
like sitting next to Kid Rock or something.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the epitome of 4th of July.
That is
got like a red, white, and blue tank top on.
Yeah,
big top.
Somebody's playing the national anthem on guitar, an electric guitar.
Was it Jimi Hendrix?
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah. And then really the only other thing was Nate was talking about the MMA fight, and he was like, yeah, and then he kicked him straight with his foot, and I was like, yep, that's normally how you kick. Yeah.
I was trying to picture that. Like, is it like I didn't see the fight he's talking about, but was it like a 300, like a Spartan kick, or what? Like, that's what I'm wondering. The only way you can like explain what he was saying in that moment is like, it must have been like this is Spartan.
He's like,
type of kick.
He kicked him straight with his foot, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, that is correct.
Kicking works.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I laughed harder in the last several episodes than when they're talking about like, Mike V's a pretty good wrestler, or like he was a good wrestler, but like, Greg would beat him. But Greg's like, man, I don't know, like Mike's still in pretty good shape. And it's like, well, let's find out. We got him here. Like, we're gonna. And Greg's like, no. Dude, it was so funny.
I think Jello wrestling would be the way to go.
Jello wrestling?
I've never tried to wrestle Jello before.
Jen was in a sorority in college, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Have zero interest in that.
Oral Roberts' Jello wrestling team. Jen was the...
was the 98 champ.
The 98.
I was
You were
6 years
6,
old.
yeah.
We were in first. We were like kindergarten.
Jen had to do kindergarten twice.
Jen was the Mississippi Youth Cello Wrestling Champion. 6 years running.
I can't wait to read the review about that.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta take them as they come, you know. Anywho,
I do have a hot take before we get off of here. I don't know if y'all are ready for it. Are y'all ready for it?
Is it about Aaron's great website?
No, his website is great, and I'm
Dude, I love it.
into the top 8.
I love his website.
To be linked.
You'll never
my
be
personal
there.
Facebook.
Never.
I don't care about anything else. I want my personal Facebook.
You will never be in the top 8.
It's MySpace.
So stop.
Matt, MySpace.
Yeah. I know.
Not your space.
I get it. But still. So, here's my hot take. Here's my theory, whatever you want to put it. They talked about we got to have Greg back on to talk about Missouri, you know. Now, we know they were recording another episode right after last week's episode, right? For this week. And then we also know, or I also saw a tweet by Greg Warren.
Tweet.
I think it was Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, maybe Thursday. But he linked the Nateland podcast and said, enjoyed recording a couple episodes with these guys. Here's one of them. So this next episode could be the Missouri episode we've actually been waiting for.
That's true. It very well could be. And it's funny to me that the Goo Goo Dolls are in Aaron's top 8 friends on his MySpace website.
I think it's hilarious.
Also, his comments are so funny because one of the fake comments, one of them's from his mom.
Oh, yeah.
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 That's great.
Also, if you Google Aaron Weber, he comes up as a musical artist.
Yeah,
But
I've seen that.
I don't
That's
think
hilarious.
he won a Grammy. You didn't know?
Wow.
no,
I don't think I'm too
Brian.
excited about a Missouri part 2.
I am. I want to actually learn. Like, honestly, I've learned more about the states probably from this podcast than like any amount of schooling I've ever done.
Well,
It's sad.
yeah, because like Nate has that joke. He learned about Tennessee and he learned about the states that border Tennessee in case they ever attacked, right? That was Texas, basically.
No,
We
Texas didn't
learned
talk about
about-
the other states around us. You kidding me? We just talked about ourselves and how great we are.
We
And
learned
dadgummit,
about-
that no one ever going to come talk to us down here in Texas, man. We're the best.
We learned about Texas.
That's what we
history.
learned.
I learned about the 3 rivers that
Sound
border
like that
Texas.
character off King of the Hill.
Boomhauer? That's kind of what I was going for. Yeah.
Yeah, Boomhauer.
He's great.
You know
Love me some
about
Boomhauer. The best Boomhauer was whenever they go on that camping trip with like Bobby and the other scouts or whatever.
Yep.
And they kill like this rare bird and it's in the cooler. And the game warden comes by and he's like, y'all see anything? Everybody lies. He gets the Boomhauer. He's like, you see anything? And he goes on his whole rant. Dang old birds over there in that cooler over there. They shot it and blah, blah, blah. And he just tells him exactly. And the game warden's like, all right, well, if anybody hears anything, because he doesn't understand anything. It's so great.
I don't think Jen's watched King of the Hill
Yeah.
because she's very
Love it.
checked out right now.
Oh, King of the Hill is one of the
No,
best.
it's just when Brian talks, it's like, I mean, when Matt talks.
Good night.
They're interchangeable. I mean, it's just.
What's their couple name? Is it Brat or is it Mayan?
I think it's both. Brat Mayan.
It's mine.
Brat
It's
Mayan.
like
It's a full name.
Their legal name
like
is
a
Brat
Mexican
Mayan.
motorcycle gang.
Brat Mayan actually sounds like a really bougie, like
Yeah,
designer line of something.
yeah. Or like you were at a in a fraternity at Vanderbilt. Your family paid cash for it.
Only available at Brat Mayan. That's what that sounds like. Here at Brat Mayan, we have the most exclusive fashion.
New from Brat Mayan, a smell of Matt. And you're like, oh, hey, get me a couple bottles of that. Know what I mean? CPAP and all.
No.
Heck yeah.
You should check
I
out
don't
our
think you
line
have
of
eyebrows.
candles. If you like the cologne, you should check out the Brett Mine candle collection. It is
Ooh,
Mandels?
Mandels.
Man candles.
candles. That sounds
He's got
weird.
warm cherry wood, mahogany.
Books.
Sandalwood and
Books.
A candle
leather.
for the bathroom.
A candle for the bathroom. Just called books. Which is
Like
worn
anti-candles.
pages and ink.
The smell that makes you go.
So there's a grocery store in Texas called HEB, Jen. They're famous for
Best
their buttery
place
hot
ever.
tortillas. And
They are?
everybody loves them. Oh yeah, they got great like tortillas they make there. But they came out with a
They have
candle
good sushi
that is
also.
buttery tortilla candle scent, and it is awful. It is the worst.
I worked
It
for their
is.
nonprofit for like a
bad.
year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they do some good stuff, man.
yeah, they're great, man.
All right.
Good
Better
company.
than the Kroger.
The Kroger, yeah. Ooh.
Nobody's better than the Kroger. Nobody.
Yeah, you just go to Kroger, get your Lucerne cheese, and get on with your life.
My what?
Ugh.
Their dairy products are Lucerne at
I don't
Kroger.
even know what that means.
It's a brand.
Have you ever had have you heard of Tillamook cheese?
Never
Oh
heard.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Tillamook also makes ice cream,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
and it
They do.
might be the best ice cream I've ever had.
Really?
No, the best ice cream is Brown Cow Delight. That's the flavor.
So anyway,
Cannot recall
Tillamook.
the name. It's in a yellow container, and if you find it, grab it. Grab as many as you can.
No, hey,
Your life
hear me
will
out.
never be the
Hear
same.
me out. So, let me make one correction. Tillamook's chocolate and strawberry, or their Oregon strawberry is what they call it, is the best I've ever had. All the other flavors are like, yeah, because it's based out of Oregon. That's where Tillamook is based out of.
Oh, I thought you said Oregon, like my last name.
Well, no, the
John, by
state.
the way.
Oh, well,
All right,
I
it's
mean,
like the 15th time.
means she's checking out. Anyway, I don't know what Brown County Cow Delight is, but give it a try.
It's not Brown
County.
County. What do you think that means? Brown County?
You know,
Brown County is the county.
Kentucky.
I used to live in Brown County. It's
Did
one
you?
county over.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
well, it's Brown Cow Delight.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
you should check it out.
State Fair Cow Delight.
It's
Got it.
wonderful. All right.
If it's
I think
not
we've run our
Bluebell,
course.
I'm not interested.
Man, I like Bluebell,
Well,
but
what
it's
did you
I'll
do
check out the Tillamook.
When there was a national Bluebell
Yeah.
recall, what did you do then?
I didn't take it back. I
Mm.
can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I still ate it.
I know somebody who worked for Bluebell during that
Yeah.
time,
No,
and they were supposed to throw everything away.
So
And he was like, I can't do it.
well, that's
and they
their
ate
motto,
some.
right? They eat all they can and sell the rest.
I was in a marketing class during that, and I actually had to do a report on like just when PR was done right, and I
Mhm.
chose to go with the whole Bluebell situation because I think they handle it like champs. Like they're
They
like, hey,
did.
you know what?
Yeah.
We're just gonna recall it all. Like we'll fix our issues. They actually came back out with their first line since closing down the day before I gave my presentation. And the
Wow.
day I gave my presentation was also my birthday. So I was able
Wow.
to show up to class with Bluebell, and like it was a great time.
And
It was
everybody
great.
saying happy birthday to you.
The Lord, no, I didn't mention it
And
was
you
my
got
birthday.
an A.
I didn't get an A, but I didn't tell people it was my birthday.
If if you're taking a speech class and you feed people, you're getting a good grade.
Especially Bluebell that hasn't
But
been on the
people don't
shelves.
like it when you eat and
Oh, yeah.
talk. So how'd
Well,
you deal
I'm
with
not
that?
over here like eating an ice cream cone. Like, all right, so you can.
He's like,
You're
hang on,
so-
let me get break freeze. Hang on, guys.
You're
Give me a
like,
second.
you know what, guys? You know what I really love about Bluebell?
Their
when,
marketing is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
When Jerry from Parks and Recs is like eating something and it's disgusting. It's like that.
Larry,
Oh. No,
Whoever.
Gary,
Terry,
Jerry.
Jerry.
your mom.
It's gold, Jerry.
All right, folks.
All right, folks.
We did it.
Boom roasted.
Ah,
Let's go, folks.
Let's go.
see y'all.